At 80 years old, I used glue to stick my loose skin together. Under the cover of night, I secretly snuck into the king's bedroom. However, after a night of intimacy, the king saw an old woman with a face full of wrinkles. He immediately cursed in rage. He directly had the guards throw me off the cliff. However, this time I not only survived the fall, but later I got into the king's bed again. A few days ago, I deliberately sang in the courtyard. My sweet singing caught the king's interest. The king followed the sound to find my appearance. I shyly hid inside the room. This aroused the king's interest even more. So he had the guards send me a gemstone necklace. After receiving the necklace, I happily wore it around my neck and kept admiring it. However, my sister urged me to face reality, because deceiving the king could lead to execution. But I was still stubbornly obsessed. That night, the king eagerly knocked on my door. He passionately confessed his love to me. My sister was so scared she almost told the truth. I quickly covered her mouth. I hurriedly squeezed my voice to sound higher.
I'm just a poor girl. I don't deserve the honor you bestow on me.
Hearing the sweet voice, the king was instantly enchanted. He became even more eager to see me. To seize the opportunity, I promised the king to show him one of my fingers in a week. Only then did the king happily leave. But my sister became even more frightened after hearing this, because our fingers had long become wrinkled. I immediately boiled a pot of secret potion. I applied it to my finger and wrapped my finger with white cloth. On the 7th day, when I removed the white cloth, I found my finger had become even more shriveled. I couldn't help but cry. Sure enough, the king knocked on the door right on time. What was I going to do now? Then I noticed my sister's fingers were very smooth. It turned out my sister had a habit of sucking her fingers, so her fingers looked very delicate. I immediately pushed my sister's finger out the door. When he saw my sister's delicate finger, the king immediately started licking it and begged to see my beauty. Seeing the opportunity, I said I would come to the castle tonight to find him. And I said I was very shy, so the castle at night could not have any light at all.
Of course.
After the king left, I had my sister use glue to stick all the loose skin together. When night fell, I came to the palace as promised. The king also extinguished all the candles, so at first he didn't notice anything wrong. Until early the next morning, he discovered that lying in the bed was actually a woman with a face full of wrinkles. So I was also thrown out of the palace. Fortunately, a witch saved her. Under her magic, I actually turned into a beautiful young girl, and I was liked by the king once again.